on paper right now, right?
Mm-hmm.
Colin just said, what people have the most standards and don't have no money? That's black people. Then you brought up the Caucasian that you talked to, who actually doesn't have a lot of cash, but he asset rich. And that's where the wealth gap comes in, because we don't have no assets. Yes. And we think cash is rich.
We think cash is king.
So in 2019, I'm gonna have to get some new numbers for y'all, but I got the 2019 numbers.
Let's hear it, baby.
The net worth of an average African American household was $24,000 in 2019. But then let me tell y'all, the average for the Caucasian was $189,000.
Why? We have to unlearn everything we were taught to elevate.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
What's good, y'all? Hustle Smarter TV, man. We back with another banger, man.
What it do, baby? You know what it is. Hustle Smarter TV.
What's good? I'm here.
Why you ain't keep it going, bro?
What's up, bro?
Hey, man, I'm here, man.
Hustle Lounge Podcast. You got to be excited.
You got to be excited. You got to be happy to be here, man.
Huh?
I'm always excited.
Let's try that again. Thank you for tuning in to an episode of the Hustle Lounge Podcast, starring Graham Hustle.
Hustle Gang, Chris.
Welcome back, man. It's your boy Hustle Chill, man. You already know we're here with another one. Hustle Lounge Podcast.
And what we want you to do?
Like, comment, subscribe.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Every day.
Chris.
Yo.
Wake up.
I'm up, man.
Do some jumping jacks.
Nah, I ain't finna get me on camera doing no jacks, man.
It probably look terrible.
Hey, I don't specialize in jumping jacks.
Hey, okay. All right, what we talking about today?
Y'all want to see us hoop?
Do y'all want to see us hoop? Make sure y'all drop in the comments. I'm gonna cook both of them. Word up. Word up.
Man, we got to tell the people the truth.
Game to 7 by ones. Nobody rocking with
We
it.
do not lie to our fans, bro.
Huh?
We do not lie to our fans, so let's not start now.
You can't rock with me, bro. You got to talk about, they can't hear you.
Who can't rock with you, Chris or me?
Neither one of y'all.
Bro, you can't rock with yourself, bro. You can, bro, man. You self-check.
Whoa. That's it.
Yeah.
That's disrespectful.
Yeah.
Now I'm in the self-checkout line.
The court over there, I can see it right from right here. Tell everybody, listen, hey.
I don't play unless a bag up.
How much you want to put up then? Save our matches.
100 a point.
Let's do it then. 3s and 2s, right?
He don't want to play threes.
All ones and 7. All ones and 7.
All 1s and 7.
2s is 2s.
2s is 2s.
In what game?
Come on, bro.
All 1s and 7. Y'all bugging. What's good, man? What we talking about? Y'all gonna make me mad.
We like making you mad.
What we talking about today, man?
You said you had a reality check, so I want to hear what you got to say.
Okay, really check about.
I check myself every day.
So who needs to be checked?
Yeah, self-check, then.
What you got?
Why is that so funny to you, though?
It's just ironic that he
So
said
it is ironic that we talk about reality check, and y'all really think y'all can check me on the court, which is crazy. Because they already know. We talk about cats that they don't win if I ain't on their team, because I got that kind of effect. But let's not even get into that. Let's talk about the truth. Because we had a conversation about talking about the truth.
Yeah.
And let's run it back into finances as usual. First off, I don't want to lose any followers for what I'm about to say.
What's up?
Rest in peace to Kevin Samuels. Can we get a amen on the side sometime? Yeah. I mean, was his delivery a little tough at times? Sure.
Mm-hmm.
But was he telling the truth?
Facts.
I think that's where we have to go. So you made a statement when you said...
I'm about to say that.
Yeah, you made a statement.
Go ahead.
All right, so tell them the statement you made. Where's one?
about the statement was about the two don't coincide, being telling the truth and being harsh. I don't think they coincide at all. But you said it's the harsh truth, right? That's what you said?
Well...
You going off the example you said the other day?
He said the truth is harsh.
I sent a family member information.
Right.
And they didn't respond.
Correct.
Because it's the truth.
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't. I don't think I said it harsh.
Right.
Because I don't think there's no other way to say what I said to make it make sense.
Right.
It has some shit just got to come out cut and dry. Now I will say that you can tell the truth, and you don't have to have Uncle Kev's approach. Uncle Kev was just nasty, but ultimately, in the grand scheme of things, we look at it as entertainment. It was entertaining to tune in Wednesday to hear people call in that know how he already talked and ask questions. So not in his
self-inflicted wound.
And not in his defense, I don't know. God rest his soul. I thought it was good. I did think it was sometimes like, bro, going crazy. Yeah. And some of the things he said about men, I was just like, I don't have to agree with everything you say to still say that he was dumb. But a lot of the females that were like hating him, he had a point. Like, but in the same breath, I feel like you should not allow anyone to be able to even tell you your worth.
Right.
And knowing your worth is important.
Yeah.
And me and Bree was having a conversation because somebody posted, and they made a good point. How would you feel if that was your sister, mom, wife calling Kevin Samuels for advice? Well, personally, I feel like you have a personal problem within yourself to call somebody to get advice on your life. You got a self-esteem issue, therefore.
Right.
At the start, we have a bigger problem than you calling Kevin Samuels. Because
Basically.
if you have a reality check and you look in the mirror and you look at what's going on around
You don't gotta call him.
You know you're fat.
Yeah,
Or you know that you out of shape.
Yeah.
Or you know you got 3 different baby daddies and nobody want to be with you.
Exactly. So what you call? So why they calling him the validation?
Because entertainment and people like to hear. Some people like to hear.
Like we said, something come from somebody else.
People-
But when you get the truth,
People are pain freaks.
yeah.
You got to realize, like, people out here who really want to be talked to that way because that's the only way they know how to respond. I just felt like if you called him knowing what he was about and how he held his shows,
You shouldn't be surprised.
why are you surprised?
Yeah.
Like, and he was speaking new. But and the crazy part is he went off on dudes too.
Yeah.
Because
So,
that one-
so,
that
he was
one-
picking and choosing.
yeah.
Yeah, anybody can get it.
But when we talk about marketing, Ronald J. Graham II, NBA marketing. When we talk about marketing, clickbait ain't gonna be him talking to another dude like that. Clickbait is another woman calling. She in there. She got 7 necks in the camera. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
that's clickbait because we see that shit. What we gonna do? Man, what the hell Kevin telling her?
Right. So
If
it's a snippet of him violating
Yeah.
somebody, like, you know what I'm saying?
And he had a lot of good. Obviously, he had a lot of bad. Because I'm not vouching for his delivery,
Right.
but his truth was there. Like,
Yeah.
as a man who is a high earner, or as a woman who's a high earner, you have options. And I can tell you right now, and I said this when I was broke. Before I had met Bree, I'm not dating anybody with a kid. That was my truth. Like, and I ain't had no money to say that, but I knew my worth, and I knew somebody else's kid was gonna slow me down. I mean, and that's just, I understand marriages fail, and then the woman is left with the child. But then a lot of these, at that age of 20, nobody was married with a baby or 2. They was out there getting bust down, and they let that man shoot the club up. And now that man ain't nowhere to be found. I know what I brought to the table. I knew everything I'm doing today and some was going to happen back then, so I knew my worth. Not saying that that woman wasn't worthy because she had a child, but that might have slowed me down.
So you look at a woman with a child as a liability?
Yes. If it ain't mine.
Well, go ahead, though.
Why he fucking...
So what's if you Graham hustle for a day and we host a live call in ask a question, like this the reality check we going for?
What you mean? You kind of lost me.
I'm
I'm listening, though. Go ahead.
No, like, all right, call hustle smarter for finance advice.
Oh!
Random calls. That's the kind of same approach you gonna give on some finance
Yes.
type joints.
It's
Like
going
real uncut
it's
joint.
going to be uncut in the truth
Yeah.
because ultimately, and let's rest in peace to Kev. Everybody, how you feel about it? He's out, whatever. But it's funny because people have told me, Ooze had me as the Kev Sam's picture. When it comes to finances and wisdom, I have a Kev Sam's approach. If you work for me, I got a Kev Sam's approach. Not Kev Sam. I have a truth approach. I don't sugarcoat too well. And I don't necessarily, for the lack of better terms, don't care about your feelings. Every now and then, some things got to be said how they be said to produce results. And we have been so soft as a generation, as a community, as a people, as society, that we don't like the truth anymore.
Right.
And I think that's a problem. Like, the truth is the truth. If you in the streets right now and you got all this stuff going on as far as material things, vehicles, clothes, designer, club nights, and you don't own a property, you don't own a real estate investment, you don't have any money invested in stocks or anything like that, nigga, you broke.
That's fact, but they don't want to hear that. That's the truth, though. You broke.
You broke. I mean,
Straight up.
and I think, yeah, so if we were to host a live show every week, yes, mother call in.
They gonna get that. They gonna get that.
Because I had to tell myself that reality-wise. Like, I had to look in the mirror and say, yo, you got this bill. You got that bill. You got this card. That card. That card. That card. Car, not card. Nigga, you broke.
You a piece of shit.
Now, that's when everything was a liability because if I lost my job, I lost everything.
Gone.
I had nothing. So I had to give myself that reality check. I didn't need anybody to tell me my situation. And then think about finances that not too many people are going to come out with their situation because they're embarrassed about it. But I had that reality check. Then what do? In a relationship, you grab your partner. Hey, this is what I figured out, babe. We fucked up. You know what I'm saying?
Straight up.
And we kind of felt it being fucked up, but it was like, until we put it in paper, it was like,
Yeah, we really fucked up.
I tell you no lie, the stock whisperer, when he first told me about putting in penny stocks, 2017, like, yeah, just put in 1,200. I'm like, 1,200?
I gotta buy a motor for this old school.
Nah, I ain't had no old school then. It was just like,
1,200.
you need to spend 1,200 put in the market.
I need that.
It's crazy. 1,200. It hit me like, down. It's 1,200, nigga, whatever. You feel me? So I had to have my own reality check. I feel like people have lied to so many people within society that I think that's what we might need. That might take us to the next level. Yeah. But see, I can't say the Graham Hustle Show because if it ain't Hustle Smarter, Colin gonna feel like he's not a part of it even if we go to the top.
Why you say that?
Oh. But I think we should host a live show, like a live call in, because have anonymous people call in. I mean, you got to think when we redo anything, the models are already there. Kev Samuels made a lot of money off YouTube and IG Live. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And it's really, you call me right now. Call me with some bullshit. Let me see how I'm respond. You a customer. Welcome to the Hustle Smarter Show. What's up, man? How you doing? It's Graham. We got Colin in the studio. What's up? You a customer?
Yo, so I want to go out of town next week, but I'm an overdraft. And my credit card is maxed out. You think I should just apply for another one to go?
You're an idiot. I mean, that was a lot. It's overdraft and his credit card is maxed out.
But that's the type of question you're going to get.
If somebody called me that, I'm hang up on. You got a lot going on.
Yeah, bro.
But if we keep it simple, like, I'm trying to buy a new car. I'm $30,000. I owe $30,000 on my vehicle that's worth $20,000, and I'm trying to buy this new one for $40,000.
Yeah.
All right, get out your pen and pad. If you owe $30,000 and it's only worth $20,000, you're already -10. Add that -10 to the new $40,000. Now you owe $50,000. The car still that you bought for $50,000 is only worth $30,000. So now you're paying $20,000 over. What is going to happen is you're going to always be in debt behind a vehicle. When you're putting all that money into a vehicle per month, not only do you not have to worry about trips and vacations, you can just kiss life and buy because you're going to be vehicle poor. So if you want that car that bad, because Lord knows I know you work hard, buy that car. And when we're beeping, blowing past your ass to go to the airport to live our lives, you're going to still have that car. Oh, not to mention that car loses about 10% every year. Not to mention if you're that tight on that bill, you can't even pay for the tires to get changed. Or now you're going to take the Benz, the Jiffy Lube. You're a disgrace.
Not to mention when they come take this shit and then you just fucking walking.
But when they come take it and repo it, guess who's going to buy it for the low?
Me.
But I think, yeah, that's the reality portion of it. Like, and I think I think my reality and what I try to preach to people isn't far-fetched. If you own a home or if you're renting or owning, shit, we gonna stick to what we're gonna change the quarter. 25% was Ramsey's talking. Hustle smarter. What we at? 35? 35.
Stop what you're doing right now, man. Hit that like button, man. What's a comment? Let us know how we doing. Appreciate y'all.
35% of your take-home pay should go towards your housing. But that is to include everything.
Right.
Rental, lights, mortgage, utilities, insurance, all that should be within 35% tile.
Correct.
Don't take just the rent payment and put it at 35%.
Now you're going to be a damn 45.
45, 50%. I think that's a fair assessment. But what that does when you put it into reality, right? When you put that into reality and you show someone like you should be only paying 35% of your take-home pay after taxes toward housing, when you break it down to 35%, right? The average person makes what? Let's just say they make $36,000 a year.
It's between 30 and 40.
Let's do 40. Let's do 40. So do 40 divided by 12 is what? You get paid 24 times. You just over there rocking, bro. I thought you was gonna figure this out. So they make $3,333 a year. So let's just do 48 grand. Let's just do 48 to keep it even numbers. Yeah. 48 grand is $4,000 a month, $2,000 every other check. So out of your $4,000 a month from Hustle Smarter Standards and what we preach, your rent, lights, utilities, cable, internet, and all should not equate over $1,400. And I think that's a fair assessment.
I think that's fair. Maintain life.
To not be house poor. Because a lot of people can never leave the house because they pay so much for it.
Exactly. Man, you like a slave to your house, bro.
Word.
That's what
I've
it
been there
is.
before though. Ohio, because when we cleaned out everything and realized what was truly going on, we was house poor. That's why I didn't come to the crib. So sit on the back deck. I ain't got no money to go nowhere.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But I think that's a fair assessment, right? But what does that do? Well, now you only can spend $1,400 a month, right? But now this is where the reality check portion come in. Well, I gotta have 3 bedrooms. I gotta have my own laundry room, and I gotta have a 2-car garage. Well, depending on where you live at, that you might not be able to cover that. So that's where the reality check comes
Yeah,
in.
you got to realize that the means you want to live, you cannot afford.
So you need to do 1 or 2 things: increase your income or lower your standards.
Well, come to hustle smarter. It gets you right.
But it's gonna be the truth.
Yeah, you ain't gonna like it, but what you come to us for, you ain't gonna like it.
Am I wrong by that though?
Nah,
I mean, that's the only 2 options.
Yeah.
Increase your income or lower your standard. I really feel like broke people don't deserve a standard. How the hell you got a standard with no money? How you? Oh my God, I ain't saying anything. Y'all go.
I mean, say it.
I don't understand the entitlement from poor people. The most demands and the most craziest things that I hear revolving around money comes from people who are broke.
Can I ask you a question?
The
people that, what ethnicity are we talking about?
It's a rhetorical question.
That's a real question. What ethnicity are we talking about?
Most of the time I get it from black people.
I
mean, really?
I presume that, and we know why.
Why?
Because they caught up in what they see on MTV, BT, all of this, like
MTV,
like VH1. They caught up and see what they see on TV and not living in the reality that they like. You cannot afford what you see on TV.
Word.
You know what I'm saying?
A lot of times the people on TV can't afford what you see on TV.
Exactly.
I mean, and we have to be cognizant of that. The thing is, nobody wants to dig between what's going on and really understand what's happening. You know what I'm saying? So, like, perfect example, I had a conversation with 2 Caucasian people the last 2 days, my workers, so not my coworkers, they're not my peers, they work for me. But anyway, they got money. And we was just chopping it up. Shout out to my guy Stanley. His father-in-law owns a company, construction company. Crazy money. And he was saying how his father-in-law go buy land, just find it and buy it. So I'm like, well, how does he does it, dude? And you know, I'm thinking, we top it up all the time. Is he buying it on business credit? Or how is he purchasing this land? Is he financing the land to save his capital? Because I want to know these things.
Right.
He like, nah, when he build a house, they don't make that much. But whatever they make to avoid capital gain tax, which is at 36%, I want to say. Capital gains tax, if you sell any big thing over a certain amount of dollars, you pay 36%, or unless you put it into another investment. Come on, stop playing with me. But unless you own it for 2 years and live in it. But
correct.
he takes the earnings from that house he built and move it directly into the land
To build another one.
But like he said, yo, people don't understand that the boss get paid last. The boss get paid last. He like, yo, they don't understand the days where I'm talking to him and he like, we ain't had nothing going, but Dover Supply still want their $15,000 check. So he doesn't have a lot of liquid capital. Got a lot of assets. Here we go again.
I ain't got something to say.
But I'm just saying, but you know, he don't. That's we have to just.
I'm glad you brought that up, right? Because listen, on paper right now, right? Colin just said what people have the most standards and don't have no money. That's black people. Then you brought up the Caucasian that you talked to, who actually doesn't have a lot of cash, but he asset rich. And that's where the wealth gap comes in, because we don't have no assets.
Yes.
And we think cash is rich.
We think cash is king.
So in 2019, I'm gonna have to get some new numbers for y'all, but I got the 2019 numbers.
Let's hear it, baby.
The net worth of an average African American household was $24,000 in 2019. We just said we only make 36 a year.
24,000?
24K.
God damn, we need numbers, boy. Shit.
Nigga, that's a nice trip. A
Shit.
couple of jewels and a
No.
I hear you. I'm listening.
Yeah, but then let me tell y'all the average for the Caucasians was 189,000.
Why?
Whew.
We know why.
Yeah, we know why.
But, and this is where we have to get to another level and really figure it out. A lot of those people with that $24,000 net worth might have $50,000 in the bank. Might have $60,000 in the bank.
How did I get that?
But saving.
But I'm thinking, the way I'm thinking they got the numbers is, you know, we don't own a lot, but a lot of black people got houses. That's that's the only thing on paper that brings you value that we usually have.
Mostly homes or businesses.
But your debt usually gonna outweigh that.
Yeah.
So you probably broke even, or just like your equity might be 100, but your debt might be 80. So then you got 20,000 net worth.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But that gap.
But you got to think that debt ain't always from the house too. They can only owe 20 on the house, but they may owe 60 on the Benz.
Yeah, because a lot of
when you do the net worth, they don't discriminate on what
it
subtracted
is
from what.
Yeah.
It basically goes off what you owe
Right.
and what you own, or what you're paying on owning.
And a lot of us, a lot of our cars worth more than where we live at.
So once my 2 vehicles were paid off, my net worth went crazy because it was a plus 40.
Versus that minus 40. That's
Versus the
ugly.
minus 40.
They became motherfucking assets, baby.
It was crazy when I first started my financial journey, when I really started locking in a couple years back. My net worth was like $900. But I had the big house on Ohio, I had the truck, I had the Lexus. So it could be so deceiving.
But that's $180,000 gap. It was $160,000.
And we can always say, what do we always say is, we didn't get a head start. We're 400 years behind.
We need reparations.
Shut the man.
That's the reality check.
That's the reality check. What we gonna do? Keep talking about what we can't change?
Yeah.
I can't change nothing from 4 days ago. You talking about 400 years. Bro, the reality check is this. You have to unlearn everything you was taught to grow. The black community is so, because we have been taught, because Master had taught our parents to teach us to be masters. So Master has said, shut up and listen. Master has ingrained that into parenting for black families. See, only the white kids come around. We used to say the white kids was bad and mouthy, but the white kids would ask questions. Hey, Dad, why are we doing this? Well, we're doing this, son, because when you get to 30, I need you to da-da-da. But be that black kid.
Shut up.
Hey, why we do? Shut the hell up, stay in your damn place. Mind your damn business. Damn. So we always want these free thinkers. Oh, my God, I don't want to get there. I don't want to go there. We want these free thinkers as kids, but we can't shut them down when they ask questions. Now, there's a way to ask questions. Now, if I tell you ask to clean your room, we ain't talking about why. But if I say something and you say, well, I don't understand. Can you explain it to me? We as parents have to explain it to them, because that opens up their brain to become free thinkers. But the black community, the tradition of slavery has ultimately kept us in a box, because we use that same. People are scared to change the way they think about money is because they know they can't sit at a table and talk to their parents about the way they think about money. If you go to most black households, especially without the exception of us, because most of us already know. The thing is with us right now, because we speak so well about it, we know so well about it. If someone feels some kind of way about finance, they're not going to bring it up because they don't have the ammo to really have that discussion at the table. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But you got people right now who are living in poverty and living on a thin line because they are scared to sit at the table at Thanksgiving and tell their parents to invest in the school. That shit's a scam. You fall into white people. Yeah, the white people is 190,000 net worth and you 20.
Yeah, they train us to keep our mind in captivity. They don't want us to, branch out and learn.
I don't think
ourselves.
Our parents don't want us to learn. I think they were just, it's a fear factor. A lot of times people place their fears on everything up under them, right?
It's just, they ain't, I feel like people, once they reach a certain age, they ain't changing. Especially if what they got is either ain't drowned them. Like if you ain't drowned yet, you gonna think you can still keep treading water.
But that's the thing though. When we look at that true reality check, nigga, you're drowning.
They don't see it like that.
Yeah.
Because if you're not educated on if you ain't educated on what net worth is, if you ain't educated on what the asset and liability is, then you don't think you're actually drowning.
Yeah. Correct. You think you holding on.
You think you're doing good.
But that's the problem. And Colin just said with the holding us in captivity and the ultimate programming is we have to unlearn everything we were taught to elevate.
Yeah.
Like
reprogram
everything that we.
My dad told me, don't buy no house. You're gonna be moving. You shouldn't buy no house. Because he never was in a position to do it coming up, and he didn't understand it. He didn't believe in buying a house till he wanted to be there forever for 30 plus years because he was in the Marines moving around. He didn't understand that the times changed. And I had to go against everything he taught me because he ain't in my shoes right now in present day 2022. Pop's great. So if I follow Pop and live under his fears of buying a house and renting it out and somebody tearing it up, then look at all the stuff that I missed. Look at all the opportunities I missed. So, Dad, you can't tell me how to live my life. Now, you gave me the morals, the values, the hard work, the principles. Thank you. But when it comes to this real estate and housing shit, you can't tell me nothing. Matter of fact, sit down. Let me educate you because you have no clue what you're talking about. You going on some shit that you heard in 1979. Bro, it's 2020.
Right.
Like, he was adamant about me not purchasing a home. He didn't understand. He didn't
We got
understand.
the access to this information.
We got the access to the information. And that's when I sat down and I said, Dad, we got access to everything we need to get to where we need to be and what we're trying to do. And if you don't want to learn it because you're stuck in your ways, that's cool. If you don't want to talk about it with me, that's cool too, because I don't need your validation to say, I'm past that point of, hey, Dad, I'm about to buy this house. What you think? Go get it. Nah. Because a lot of times people place their fears upon you and don't know it. Mm-hmm. When I said I wanted to rent this spot out when I leave, oh, what you gonna do that? People tear your stuff up, man. Okay, nigga, what if they don't? And when I make $1,200 a month for the next 20 years? What if they don't tear my stuff up? Mm-hmm. But I'm never gonna know living upon your fears. Right, that's why I'm saying we gotta unlearn shit. That's the reality check portion.
And it may be too late for everybody else to unlearn, but for these future people that come up under us.
And everybody to the left, right, you can go up a little, because I still don't think it's too late. Yeah. I think my mother, I think your mother, I think your auntie, your uncle, if you still got air in your body, you got a chance to change the situation. You can go be a millionaire at 60 if you're 58 right now. If you're 59 right now, I mean, it was a lot of millionaires made in the pandemic. Yeah. Somebody listened to the stock market at 33 years old. Oh man, jump in and they finally did it and killed. Now they might have lost it now because they think they still invest in the same way, but it don't change the fact of a simple change of the way you think can change the way you move. You change the conversation, you change the compensation. You understand? And I think, that's what it is. Is that the reality check though? Yeah. Did I miss it?
No.
I think the reality is that you have to understand that things have changed. People are not going to understand, and you should not have standards if you're poor.
Right. I think it's big to adapt, listen, and understand. Because, like you said, it ain't going to be the same way it was 30, 40 years ago. It's totally different.
It's going to change for us.
It's going to change 34 years from now. Something different.
It changed every year. We just talked about it on the last jump. Real estate interest rates was 2.3% a year ago. That shit about to hit 6%.
Right.
What are we going to sit around and, I'm going to wait till it hit?
Wait till it goes.
You can't wait for the drop. You got to get what you can. Because at the end of the day, if you still purchasing real estate, and I'm a big fan of real estate, it's my favorite investment. If you buy that 6% and you buy it within your means, it's still an asset liability line, but it's real estate. The value of the property don't change. It's just the price you got to pay to borrow the money to buy the property. Right. But that's where your money is right, because you don't buy dumb shit. You ain't got your money tied up in cars that's going to depreciate. You ain't out there throwing your money away. So with that 6% interest, to get it to a reasonable monthly rate, you might have to come out your pocket $15,000 on a down payment. That's when the moves need to be made. Big time. You got to do that to even the playing field. Yeah, that 15 gonna hurt coming out your pocket. That 5% gonna hurt. But 5 years from now, when it's bringing you $1,000 a month, 5,000, and you're getting all this money, and then the interest rates go low and you refinance it, you got to lock it in at the price. Because when interest rates go low, the prices go up. Come on, man. It's simple math, but people are scared, or people don't have. That's the reality check. People cannot capitalize on opportunity because their money's tied up. If I had a truck note and a car note and still own that home, I might have not been qualified to purchase this home.
Sure.
But I went to the people. I knew everything was clear. I did all my research. I know they're going to give me the lowest interest rate because my debt to income was where it needed to be. I had the cash on hand far as for the closing costs, and I was good to go. So when they ran my shit, they were like, this dude is great.
They said, say less. This is the easiest pre-approval loan I've ever had.
But now if I go buy another vehicle before we leave here, knowing interest rate is going to be at 6%, knowing that I don't want to get rid of this crib, I might have a little tougher time. They're going to say, man, you got a lot going on. So what do? Do I go buy the Jeep that Bree really want?
No.
Hell no.
Call me right now. I'm going to tell you hell no.
All right, buying that shit. Because of the fact that, baby, let's get into the next house first. Let's lock in that next loan. Let's lock in that next mortgage. Let's keep this one going. Then we get a Jeep, a truck.
Because they're going to approve you for the car regardless.
The car can get you approved. And then this one.
Them vultures don't care.
They don't talk about cars again. But this is going to offset those extra costs, because if I'm making, right now I can leave my house today and rent it out for $2,500. I've seen it, 5 bedrooms getting $2,500 to $2,800. I'm going to go for the latter part of 28, right? Maybe 27.5. But I'm going to pay my mortgage. I'm going to put an extra $5 on my mortgage. That gives me an extra $600 extra a month to either go back toward the mortgage, to combat my new mortgage costs because interest rates may still be high, or to fuck it up.
Because that's when you asset plan for your liability.
And you got options. But you got options. And that's the thing. We have to have options. But you got to have a reality check. Right. You have to pull out your finances. You have to really look at your finances. And you have to be realistic. Realistically. Like, I want a Rolls Royce. It's the same cost.
I thought you wanted a 550.
That's 550. But I want the Rolls Royce. I want to be in the back of the Ghost.
Yeah, I know what the umbrella come out. Yeah, man.
I want to be in the back of the Ghost. But I know realistically that's not in my near future.
Correct.
And I also would say if we would take a trip, paying $1,000 a day to get chauffeured ain't realistic. Like, that's stupid.
Yeah, you can
We
drive
ain't
yourself
that
for free.
Nah, I would still probably I would just get the Sprinter van for like $200 a day. Where it's like the new limo. You know what I mean? Yeah. But the Rolls Royce is a great thing, but what does that prove? I'm going to record it, I'm going to put it on the Instagrams and shit, and I'm going to look cool for what?
For what? Social gratification.
Yeah, it ain't for self-gratification.
Nope.
But I do want a Rolls Royce because I heard you don't feel a bump in the road.
Yo, yeah, because you just.
But I just like cars though.
Yeah.
So that's me. Like, but I think the reality check portion is set your parameters and stick to it. If you're going to be house poor, embrace it. You know what I mean?
But have a plan though. You don't want to be house poor forever. Be house poor to get to another goal that you set.
But the majority of people are going to be house poor because they can't. I can't go to no house that only got 2 beds. I need 3, but it's only you.
Man.
I can't go to the house.
Wake up and smell the coffee,
Wow.
man. Who you trying to live for? Like, you know what I'm
But
saying?
that's the problem, the validation point. I
Yeah.
just say be realistic, man. If you call us, if you talk to Chris, you're going to get the lighter side. If you talk to me about money and you unrealistic, I'm going to let you know. You can ask Chris. I broke everything down to Chris. I broke it down to him nice. He didn't listen. I broke it down to him hard. He didn't listen. Well, the hard head make a soft ass. His ass probably feel like Charmin. But he had to learn his own lesson, and that's fine because ultimately all he can say was, "Damn, G, you was right." And people don't like hearing about their real financial woes, and we confine in people who we know agree with our bullshit.
Mm-hmm.
If I say I'm finna do some wild shit, I'm finna go to the casino and blow 4,000, and I know Colin a gambler, and I call him,
You gonna say bet?
yeah. But if I call you and you don't gamble, you gonna say,
You a fucking idiot.
and that's the thing. So people are going to lean on who's going to agree with them instead of hearing the truth. I don't want y'all niggas to ever not tell me the truth. I still may do what I want to do, but when I mess it up, I'm gonna say, man, bro, it told me not to do this.
You know, that's the problem. Because people turn to facets to where they know the person's gonna agree with them.
Yeah.
That shit, they don't fuck with you then. In my opinion.
Some,
But they don't want to hear. They don't want to hear the no. They can go to somebody who's gonna condone what they do.
I ain't gonna condone no.
Give them the
If
gratification.
you my dog or you my family or if I respect you, I'm not gonna condone no bullshit that you doing. I ain't gonna. Like G said, you can do what you want, but if you ask me for my opinion, I'm gonna tell you the truth, cause that's my duty. If I'm your friend. Yeah.
so the thing is that's twofold. You know the truth, so you're gonna tell the truth. You got people who give out advice who don't know the truth.
That's another whole nother ball game.
People telling you how to play in the NFL and they never suited up one day.
That's another thing, bro. We take advice from somebody who ain't never done what we asking the advice for. You can't ask a carpenter how to do plumbing. You know what I'm saying? You're not gonna get the answer you're looking for. He cannot help
He
you
gonna
because
say-
he never did plumbing.
I remember when I unclogged that toilet. I think
Like you just can't do it, and that's the problem.
Be realistic with your approaches when it comes to advice. If somebody's telling you the truth and it hurts your feelings or you feel like your feet is being stepped on,
Probably right.
it probably
What they say? A hit dog gonna bark.
hit dog a holler.
Yeah.
Hit dog gonna bark.
Same shit. Different day.
And when you used to go to church, the preacher stepped on my toes today. Yeah, he talking to you.
He talking to you.
A lot of our content is going to be talking to somebody.
Yeah.
I'm sure there's.
That's our job. We ain't here to sugarcoat nothing.
I ain't appeasing out of soup. Because if I come on here and make it entertaining for you and you're not actually being educated or inspired, then I've messed up.
Yeah.
I mean, I could be entertaining, sure. But if I didn't tell you how home ownership and used car loans is 30% higher than all-time high, you still go buy a used car. Don't call me when you realize that car ain't worth what you paying for.
Nah.
When I tell you, like, bro, don't drop 60 on the wedding. If you still got the money for the wedding, go drop 10. You still have it just as nice.
Scale right in. Scale in, bro.
Yeah, you know, and it might rub people the wrong way, but the only thing they can say when they cut that damn mic off is, I mean, he got a point, though.
Mm-hmm.
They can always say that off of whatever I say. I ain't just ranting to be ranting. I'm telling you what I know. I done sat in front of people who cried because they was going through a divorce, and they knew with the divorce they had 80,000 in vehicles or 60,000 in vehicles that they split it up, plus the $50,000 wedding. That's $100K. E3 only makes about 48 a year, 50. The wife didn't work, but they got a new Tundra, the new Camry, and a $40,000 wedding bill, and they wondering why the marriage don't work. Ain't no fucking money to go around. It's times is hard. Now you don't want to give me no butt.
Yeah, it
And
go
you had-
downhill from there.
And you had the baby and you fat.
Yeah.
And all of that weighs on somebody's brain when they looking at their account, and that shit is steady getting sucked out like a vacuum. Bro, when I had a cookout at work one day and bro was hounding me about, I think, $19 we all put in for the cookout. When I got
something was wrong.
yeah, I'm like, I get aggravated, bro. I'm here, it's $20, bro. But when it all prevailed, he came to work in a new Tundra with the basketball interior. Yeah, the high dollar Tundra. Shit was fire. But his pockets was on fire too. He burnt the fuck out. And he hounded me about that $20. This nigga ain't got no money.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You can tell. The thing about money is silent. Wealth is silent. You can tell how people move and act if they paper right. Them loud niggas who always got something to say, broke is a joke. The loudest nigga in the room is normally the brokest. And that's a true statement. And you can just watch people. Watch when you do like a cook, something simple like a cookout at work. I did something for somebody the other day with some business shit. I just went to sleep and forgot to cash that back and keep me up like 10 times by like $30. Like, nigga. You know what I'm saying? Like, I ain't gonna shit you over $30, man. You know what I mean? Especially when we done made money together. But they poor. And I don't want them niggas around me.
Yeah.
Because the way they talk in front of people and the way they carry themselves as a show, you would think they were straight. They ain't straight, bro. Reality check. Be
Damn.
realistic. Set a standard that match your pocket.
They ain't pushing P.
Now we gonna get indicted now.
Yeah, cut that shit off, bro. You talking about this shit,
I am not going to
like, share, comment, subscribe.